You don't talk much. Some people hear this all the time, but what most people don't understand is it's not that they can't talk, it's that they don't talk in the wrong environment. There's a common belief that quiet people are always quiet, but psychology shows that's not true. Many people who seem silent in one place can be completely different somewhere else. They can be expressive, talkative, even loud, just not with everyone. Because communication isn't just about personality, it's about comfort, trust, and connection. One of the biggest reasons people stay quiet is the vibe of the environment. When something feels off, like forced conversations, fake energy, or people trying too hard, they pull back. They don't feel the need to match the room or force themselves to fit in just to be accepted. Instead, they stay quiet and observe, not because they're awkward, but because they're aware. Psychology explains this through something called social filtering. Some people naturally filter where they invest their words. Almost unconsciously, they ask themselves, is this worth my energy? Do I feel comfortable here? Are these people genuine? If the answer is no, they simply say less. But when they find the right people, everything changes. They joke more, share opinions, and speak freely without overthinking every word. That's why you'll hear things like, you were so quiet before, now you talk a lot. That's not inconsistency, that's context. Another key factor is psychological safety. People open up when they feel safe from judgment, rejection, or being misunderstood. If someone feels like their words might be ignored or twisted, they'd rather stay silent. Not because they're weak, but because they're protecting themselves. Past experiences also play a role. Some people used to talk more, but over time they were interrupted, dismissed, or not taken seriously, so they adapted. They became more selective and realized not every space deserves their voice. There's also energy awareness. People who don't talk much often notice how interactions affect them. They can sense when a conversation is draining, negative, or pointless. So instead of engaging just for the sake of it, they conserve their energy. They'd rather stay quiet than feel exhausted by something that meant nothing. Then there's authenticity. They don't like pretending. They won't fake interest. They won't laugh just to be accepted. And they won't act talkative if they don't feel comfortable. If the connection isn't real, their silence reflects that. Because of this, they're often misunderstood. People assume they're shy, unfriendly, or think they're better than others. But it's not about ego or fear. It's about alignment. They engage where they feel connected and step back where they don't. They also tend to observe before speaking. When they enter a new space, they don't jump into conversations. They watch how people talk, how they treat others, and how they react. They're reading the room before deciding how much of themselves to show, which makes them more intentional. They don't speak just to fill silence. They speak when it matters or when they feel comfortable enough to be themselves. And they don't need to be liked by everyone. They're okay being misunderstood by some people if it means staying real. They'd rather be fully themselves with a few people than adjust their personality to be accepted by many. But there's a downside. Because they don't explain themselves often, people fill in the gaps with assumptions, and those assumptions are usually wrong. They get labeled without being understood, and instead of correcting everyone, they often just let it be. It's also important to understand that for them, silence isn't awkward, it's normal. They're comfortable with pauses, comfortable with not speaking, because they don't measure connection by how much is said, but by how real it feels. And here's what most people miss. When quiet people do speak, it usually means something. They've thought about it and decided it's worth saying, which is why their words often carry more weight. So when someone says you don't talk much, they're only seeing one side. They're seeing a version of that person in a space where they don't feel fully comfortable, connected, or understood. Because the truth is simple. They're not quiet everywhere. They're just quiet where they don't feel like being themselves. And sometimes it's not that someone has nothing to say, It's that the wrong environment can silence even the most expressive person.